What is going on, you guys? Palpatine, Emperor Palpatine for Legion announced today. Like, really, Palpatine already? I mean, first reactions, I can't believe, like, the ultimate, like, this is it. Like, is this the end of Legion? I don't think so. But dude, the Emperor Palpatine announced today, and not only that, with his royal guards. This is huge. I mean, on one hand, I'm thrilled, absolutely blown away to have like two of the most iconic characters from Star Wars here, but seeing Emperor Palpatine like this early in, like, the game just came out, you know, so it's like, who's gonna trump Palpatine? You know, this is either a huge show of, look, we're so confident that this game is balanced that we can release the ultimate power for one faction right away, and know that he'll always be the ultimate power, because you can't ever have somebody more powerful than Palpatine, right? I mean, maybe Snoke someday. I don't even. That's probably heavily in dispute right now. But, or two, they just wanted to finish up the Empire because maybe they're coming out with more expansions, right? Maybe obviously they're probably coming out with more expansions. Maybe they're coming out with new factions. So this kind of fuels some of the Gen Con thoughts and rumors. So I haven't done a Gen Con Legion prediction yet. So that is probably coming. So that being said, let's take a look at these. I mean, these just look awesome. These look really awesome. I think we're going to talk Royal Guards first. Palpatine looks pretty cool as he's sitting there in the back of the Royal Guards. But look at these poses. Because, like, unlike Imperial Assault, these guys aren't just straight down. You get to see a little bit of the underneath, too. You know, you have the different action poses. These are definitely melee-looking people. And then you have the guy in the back with that forward pike. Very, very cool. Love it. Love it. So, let's look at the Imperial Royal Guards. Now, we don't get a whole lot of stuff here, so we're gonna try to take a look at them as best we can. So if we're looking now, we have our card here. Now these guys, first off, I love the artwork. I like that we're getting another look at the pose here. That much is helpful. But let's look at their so it looks like we get an Electro Staff Guard, and it looks like he has 2 black die, something immune to pierce, and a sidearm melee when performing an attack. This weapon can be used. It's hard for me to read. It looks like he has a data pad, or whatever. The image on the far left of his spread, the same as the image as a data pad from Destiny. I mean, they do reuse a lot of stuff. Tenna and fragmentation. Maybe that's a fragmentation grenade. It looks like a 1, so it looks like it's a weapon, and it's definitely got the grenade symbol. And we've got an upgrade. You know, it's hard to read those. So let's see, what else do we have? The Imperial Royal Guards card. So it looks like you can add heavy weapons. They don't have a personnel, but they do have like a heavy weapons upgrade, which is going to be that Electro Staff Guard. And they have three units plus the 1, so that explains why there's 4 minis in the pack. So that much makes sense. They have 2 of the new upgrades. They have 1 of the equipment and 1 of the grenades. Now, these guys look pretty good. Each mini is going to contribute 2 dice to either attack. If it's ranged, only 1 to 2, but they're getting 2 black dice. But for melee, they're getting a red and a black. So these guys are really good in melee. The problem is they have no surge whatsoever. No offensive surge, no defensive surge. So while their dice look really good, even the red defensive die, without any defensive surge, it's a little bit less than it might seem at first glance. Now, 2 health and 2 courage, so that much is good. Look at their abilities now. So we're looking at charge. So after you perform a move action, you may perform a free melee attack action. Now, again, this is nothing that we haven't seen before. We've seen Luke with this one. So that's great. Now, they're speed 2, so they're going to be able to get in and do some melee, you know, move into melee and then attack you with the red and the black dice per miniature. If you know, so that'd be 6 or 8 dice if they have if they've got you there. So that's good. And of course, if it's a melee attack, you won't have to worry about if they're suppressed already, and so those things are good. Now, Disciplined 2. When you are issued an order, you may remove up to 2 suppression tokens. So that means that these guys are much less likely to be suppressed, and they can. But you have to be issuing them an order. Okay, that's not bad. You know, if you're issuing orders to special forces, no problem. Guardian 2, while a friendly trooper at range 1. Well, we know Guardian. It's the same thing as that command card that comes with Veers and Leia. But this one has Guardian 2, so it can Guardian 2 of the 2-hit results. So, of course, that seems to go perfectly with our next friend, Palpatine. Oh my goodness, this little guy, Palpatine. Alright, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at Palpatine. So Palpatine is insane. Absolutely insane. So if we're looking at this dude, let's zoom in here. First thing is, you know, that's a good pose. I like that sculpt. I like the way the mini looks. Definitely a big improvement over the last couple of commanders, right? Is it like Han and Leia didn't look all that great? Veers looked pretty good, but Boba Fett looked pretty good. Palpatine looks pretty good. Okay, so we are looking at now. He's got some command cards here. We don't get previews of everything, but it looks like there's one called Anger, and this is a Force. So Palpatine has 3 Force upgrades. That's nuts. He's got Anger. After you suffer 1 or more wounds, gain an aim token, it looks like. And then there's something else, Force. I think is that Force Choke? Yeah, it looks like he comes with another copy of Force Choke, which makes sense because maybe you want to give him Force Choke, and you also want to run Vader with him, and you might only have 1 copy of Force Choke. That's what that looks like. And his command card, his 1-pip. Let's take a look at this, because I love that artwork too. He's like, and now you will die. During Emperor Palpatine's activation, he may suffer 1 wound and gain 1 suppression token to perform an attack. He may do this any number of times. After Emperor Palpatine performs an attack, the defender gains 1 immobilized token, and that's going to be those orange tokens, I'm pretty sure, because that's the only thing new here. So he can shock you and immobilize you, and he can do that any number of times. Well, he's got 5 health, so he can't really do it he can't do it 7 times, right? But he can just shock the heck out of you. So that seems extremely powerful at first glance. So that's kind of nuts. A little bit nuts. Let's see. And they also give us an entire Legion card. Has no special ability, but it's each eligible unit. Now, each eligible unit seems like they have to be alive, and I would imagine still within range. I think that's what constitutes them as being eligible. And can I say just for a minute that this sculpt, in the one picture it looked good, but from this angle, or maybe it's not the sculpt, maybe it's just the paint job, it looks like he just ate a donut. It looks like the Emperor just got eaten. He's got white confectioner's sugar on his upper lip. What is this white stuff on the Emperor's mouth? Is that just a bad angle? I invite you to let me know. I do want to let you guys know we do have another round of the giveaway going on right now, so if you want to enter to win one of the 3 X-Wing 2.0 conversion kits, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment to be automatically entered to win that. About 2 more weeks until that gets announced. Yeah, so hold on. We got to look at Emperor Palpatine's card again, because this is he's insane. So we didn't have an actual close-up of his card. So zooming in on his card here a little bit, he has 3 Force upgrade slots. It looks like he's I can't see if that's 210 or if it's like 240, but it's a 2, and there's a straight line, and looks like a 0, or is it an 8? Because it's either a 0 or an 8. So 218 or 210 or 240, but he's insanely expensive. Pulling the strings, right? Let's look at his abilities first. Is an action. Choose a friendly trooper unit at range 1 to 2 That unit may perform a free attack action or a free move action. That's pretty huge. That's pretty huge. Letting somebody else attack for free? Because it's not their activation. That's, I mean, you know, you have stuff like that's cumbersome, so like maybe like they couldn't move on their own attack, so you have that. Can't do this, it looks like you can't do this with an ATST, so you can't get another huge attack because of the fact that it says a trooper unit, so ATST is not a trooper. Could make Darth Vader attack, but you're only going to get the most out of that if he's engaged. But then again, you could make Darth Vader move and thus attack again. That's crazy. I mean, or would that work? I wonder if there's something that would stop that. I don't. Off the top of my head, I can't think of anything that would stop that. So that's nuts. You could make. Speaking of move, you could make snowtroopers move. That would be really cool. That'd be because then they get to shoot. You know, so after they move, and it's a move action. It says. So that's pretty cool. Entourage, Imperial Royal Guards. While building an army, ignore the rank of one Imperial Royal Guard unit. During the command phase, you may issue one order to a friendly Imperial Royal Guard at range 1 to 2. This is huge. So ignore the ranks. So sounds like that means you can include that in addition to your 3 special forces. So basically, it sounds like you could potentially get up to 4 Imperial Guards in one unit. Imperial Gourds. I almost said Imperial Gourds. What would that be, like a red little pumpkin for Thanksgiving? That's kind of funny. I'm getting visualizations of that now. An Imperial Gourd. I wonder if that's been done. Google search Imperial Gourd and see. Regardless of the Imperial Gourds. So, you know, or 4 special forces. I mean, you don't even have to do Imperial Guards because we've got the Imperial, the Scout Troopers coming out. So you can have 4 special forces now. Talk about list diversity. You might have more special forces than core. And considering the price of Palpatine, I don't even know if you can afford that much. But, you know, there's got to be doing the math real quick, I'm sure there's a possibility. Since those scouts can have strike teams, I think that you could do something like that. He is immune to Pierce as well, which is great. You know, you don't want the Emperor getting cut down. And he has Master of the Force 2. So if you remember Vader's card for Master of the Force, he can recover one of his Force upgrades. And so Master of the Force 2, well, that quite simply means that he is able to recover 2 things. So you want to give him Force Choke and the thing that gives you the free dodge. He'll be able to get both of those back every turn, so that much is cool. He can take 3 Force upgrades and a command upgrade. His weapon is melee or range 1 to 2, so he can use the same weapon all the time. You can't stop him from using the lightning. It's got Pierce 2 and Suppressive, so he's giving you a suppression token no matter what. And Pierce 2. 6 dice from this guy, 2 of each color, with, don't forget, Surge to Crit and Defensive Surge. So this guy is, and 4 for Courage. 4 for Courage is pretty nice. I like that he's not, that he's like maybe the most fearless, but not quite as much as Vader, because, you know, Vader, like the Emperor is, you know, smarter. Fear can be a virtue at some point. You need to know when to run, you know. So you know, and Vader is just like, screw that. I don't know. I don't ever run, you know. So that's pretty cool. This powerful card, and I like the entourage with the Royal Guard because they have the whole thing that says, you know, disciplined. When they get issued an order, they can remove stress tokens, or I mean, not stress tokens. Wow, suppression. So if they're close to Palpatine, he gets to give them an order every turn. So even if you're just doing standing orders, you're still going to get 1 and 1. Not bad. I mean, heck, Palpatine, Imperial Royal Guard, and then all core, right? I'm not doing the math. I don't know how much points that equates to if you added all the upgrades and stuff. But 6 core, 1 Royal Guard, and 1 Royal Guard. I said Gord again. And Palpatine. Now, you can just do standing orders and be able to choose who you want to activate every time, because of the entourage is pretty nice. Especially if special forces are going to complicate the whole thing with which units you're going to pull from the pile. And then you can remove suppression from these guys automatically, since Palpatine will be giving them an order for free each turn. A lot of cool stuff here. Liking that sculpt, liking the pose. He's kind of got the hand out. You know, I've got some lightning effects that are plastic stuff that I got from for my 6-inch figures. I think it'd be way too big for him, but it'd be pretty cool. And then so we don't see his 2-pip. We see that there's a hand in it. That's all we know. So we'll have to wait and to see some more about what he comes with and what other upgrade he comes with as well. The thing that's annoying is that he comes with 2 force upgrades, but he can take 3. So I guess they figure you have to have the core set also, and that one has more. So makes sense. Pretty nasty. And an aim token too. If he takes damage, it'd be rough though. I think you would definitely want to travel with your Royal Guards with Palpatine. For one, you don't really get a discount on points, but he's got the entourage, so it's almost like you're doing him a disservice if you don't travel with Royal Guards. But not only that, or at least keep them close, but they can Guardian him. Because of that ends now you will die, each point of health he has gives him the opportunity for another attack. So especially like on that last turn, and he wants to get in there and go, if he's taking like 4 damage, he's not going to be able to use that 1-pip. So you don't want him to take damage. And if an opponent wants to concentrate fire on this guy, your Royal Guards really need to step it up and start taking hits for him. Interesting stuff. So, wow. 1 speed though. Speed only 1 for Palp. That's going to be the hard part. Because he doesn't get to attack after he moves. And especially if you want to use pulling the strings, that's one of his actions, right? If you want to give people free stuff, I mean, you still gotta be able to move him forward somewhere, right? So this is rough. I wonder, what if there is that deployment or the condition card, rapid reinforcements? Could you have Palpatine be a rapid reinforcement so you could just drop him in the middle of the battlefield somewhere, so you don't have to worry about moving him? I mean, you'd have to have another commander. Admittedly, I have to go back and look at that one again to see if there's anything that would prevent that. These things come to me as I'm looking at this stuff. So, yeah. I mean, overall, it looks like a good sculpt. This isn't necessarily the best angle for Palp because it looks like he's just drank a glass of milk and ate a donut. This one's much better. I like this one. I like it a lot. Looks really cool. Let me know what you think, guys. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out Crabbok.com. Hop into the Discord. Don't forget to subscribe. Click that little bell down there for alerts. Should be right next to the subscribe button. So you make sure you get notified when new stuff comes out. Wow. Gen Con is just around the corner. If they're dropping all of this at Gen Con, before Gen Con, what are they going to announce at Gen Con? I don't know. The hype is up there. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.